Welcome to back my channel Coin Worth Million. This channel is a special place where every video brings you new knowledge, entertainment, and exciting experiences. Here Coins Worth you will find informative content, engaging stories, and everything that sparks your curiosity. Our goal is to make every moment enjoyable, help you learn something new, and be a part of this growing family. So join us and start this wonderful journey today. The 1992 10 pence coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is one of the most interesting and transitional pieces in modern British numismatic history, representing a crucial point in the evolution of the United Kingdom's decimal coinage system. This coin not only holds monetary value but also carries with it a deep symbolic representation of national pride, royal heritage, and the gradual modernization of the British currency system in the late 20th century. Its production, design, and historical context reflect both continuity with the traditions of earlier British coinage and adaptation to the practical needs of the modern era. To truly understand the 1992 10 pence coin, one must explore its origin, design evolution, metallurgical details, cultural importance, circulation purpose, and place in both collectors' and historians' perspectives. The 1992 10 pence coin 10p belongs to the series of decimal coins that were introduced following the decimalization of the British currency in 1971, when the United Kingdom transitioned from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to a simpler system based on 100 pence to the pound. Originally, when decimalization was implemented, the 10p coin was introduced in 1968, before the actual changeover, to help the public familiarize themselves with the new system. The first version of the 10p coin was large. It had the same size and weight as the pre-decimal 2-shilling coin, which helped ease the transition. However, by the early 1990s, economic and practical considerations led to the decision to reduce the size of the coin. Thus, the 1992 10p coin marks the first year of the smaller-sized 10 pence coin, a major milestone in British coinage history. The change in size was not arbitrary. The larger coins of the earlier decimal era were increasingly seen as impractical in daily use. They were heavy, took up too much space in wallets and cash registers, and were expensive to produce due to the amount of metal used. By the late 1980s, the Royal Mint and the Treasury had already begun studies on the possibility of reducing the size of some of the larger denominations. As a result, the new smaller 10p coin, first issued in 1992, had a diameter of 24.5 mm, compared to the earlier version's 28.5 mm. Its weight was also reduced from 11.31 grams to 6.5 grams, and its thickness was decreased slightly, making it much lighter and more convenient for public use. The metal composition of the 1992 10 pence coin is another significant aspect. Like its predecessor, it was struck in cupronickel, a durable alloy composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This alloy gave the coin a silver-like appearance and a high resistance to corrosion, ensuring its longevity in circulation. However, later issues of the 10p coin, from 2012 onward, would transition to nickel-plated steel as a cost-saving measure. The 1992 coin, therefore, represents the final era of traditional cupronickel composition, marking it as a transitional and collectible piece from a metallurgical standpoint. The obverse side of the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklouf, whose effigy appeared on British coinage from 1985 to 1997. Maklouf's design is noted for its elegance and regal poise. It depicts the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, a crown, traditionally worn by monarchs for the state opening of Parliament. The portrait is surrounded by the inscription, Elizabeth II DG. Reg. FD 1992, which stands for Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, Latin for, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription reaffirms both the sovereign's divine right and her constitutional role as the head of the Church of England. The portrait is slightly more idealized than earlier ones, emphasizing dignity and continuity as the monarchy approached the end of the 20th century. The reverse design of the 1992 10 pence coin features the iconic part of the crest of England, specifically a lion passant guardant, a heraldic lion walking with one forepaw raised and its head facing the observer. This lion is one of the 3 lions of England, a symbol dating back to the medieval Plantagenet kings and long associated with English royalty and power. The design was originally created by Christopher Ironside, one of the most celebrated British coin designers of the modern era, who designed the entire first set of decimal coins introduced in 1971. The lion passant design is both traditional and symbolic, representing courage, strength, and authority. The simplicity of the design, with the word 10 pence inscribed beneath the lion, gives the coin a timeless and dignified appearance. The Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, Wales, was responsible for the production of the 1992 10 pence coin. That year, the mint struck both the old large size and new small size 10p coins, the larger ones being phased out as the smaller ones were introduced. This dual issuance period makes 1992 a fascinating year for numismatists, as it marks the end of one coin size and the beginning of another. The introduction of the smaller coin required significant logistical planning, including changes to vending machines, cash registers, and coin counting equipment throughout the country. Public information campaigns were launched to ensure that citizens understood and accepted the change. The new coins were officially released into circulation on the 30th of September 1992, and by 1993, the larger coins were fully withdrawn. From a historical perspective, the 1992 10 pence coin symbolizes the United Kingdom's ongoing modernization during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. The early 1990s were a period of change, both economically and politically, with the nation moving toward greater efficiency and globalization. The smaller, more cost-effective coin reflected this shift in mindset. Yet, at the same time, the traditional symbols, the lion, the Latin titles, and the Queen's portrait, underscored Britain's deep respect for continuity and heritage. The coin thus stands as a metaphor for the country itself, balancing modern reform with age-old traditions. In terms of mintage and collectability, the 1992 10p coin was produced in very large quantities for circulation, as the new design needed to replace the older larger coins. However, because it marks a transitional issue, collectors often value it as an important piece in the evolution of the decimal series. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition, especially those from Royal Mint proof sets, are particularly prized by collectors. The proof versions were struck with special care using polished dies and planchettes, resulting in a mirror-like finish. These sets were typically sold directly by the Royal Mint to collectors and were not intended for general circulation. The edges of the 1992 10 pence coin are milled or reeded, featuring fine grooves around the circumference. This feature not only adds a tactile element but also serves as a security measure, preventing coin clipping, an old practice in which small amounts of metal were shaved off coins when they were made of precious metals. Though modern coins are not made from precious metals, the milled edge remains a traditional design feature, providing both visual appeal and continuity with historical coinage. When one examines the 1992 10 pence coin closely, one can appreciate the quality of craftsmanship typical of Royal Mint production. The alignment, lettering, and strike depth are of high precision, reflecting the advanced minting technology used at the time. The cupronickel alloy gives it a bright silver tone that has endured well, even after years of circulation. Well-preserved examples maintain a reflective luster that appeals to collectors who admire the aesthetic balance of both sides of the coin. From a numismatic standpoint, this coin represents a turning point. Collectors often categorize British decimal coinage into 2 main periods: the large size era, 1968-1992, and the small size era, 1992 present. The 1992 coin bridges these 2 eras perfectly. Furthermore, the Maklouf portrait on the obverse places it within the third portrait phase of Queen Elizabeth II's long numismatic representation, which itself tells a story of artistic and historical progression. Beyond its material aspects, the cultural significance of the 1992 10p coin extends into everyday British life. Coins like this one pass through millions of hands, serving as a small but constant reminder of national identity. The depiction of the monarch, the living symbol of the nation, alongside the lion, a symbol of England's strength, weaves a continuous narrative of sovereignty, unity, and pride. For ordinary citizens, it was the coin used in daily purchases, a coin that jingled in pockets, paid for tea and newspapers, and symbolized the currency stability of Britain in the 1990s. Over time, as digital payment systems have begun to dominate, coins like the 1992 10 pence have taken on a nostalgic charm. They serve as tangible artifacts of a pre-digital age, when physical money carried emotional and social value beyond its monetary worth. For historians and collectors alike, this small piece of cupronickel is a microcosm of British resilience, tradition, and subtle modernization. The 1992 10 pence coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II therefore holds an enduring place in the story of British coinage. It is not a rare coin in circulation terms, but it is rich in meaning. It captures the spirit of an era when the United Kingdom was evolving, technologically, economically, and socially, yet remained firmly grounded in its royal and historical roots. Whether examined from a design, historical, or symbolic point of view, it stands as a testament to the elegance and functionality of modern British money. In conclusion, the 1992 10 pence coin can be viewed as a small yet significant monument to the British monarchy, national identity, and the modernization of currency. It combines practical reform, a smaller, lighter coin, with cultural continuity, a timeless royal effigy and heraldic symbol. As time passes and newer designs replace older ones, the 1992 issue will continue to be appreciated not only for its role in daily commerce but also for its embodiment of the enduring relationship between Britain's past and present. Every detail, from the lion's poised stance to the Queen's serene gaze, tells a part of the story of a nation that values both progress and tradition, all captured in a modest 10 pence piece from 1992. Please like and subscribe to my channel.